He's Michael Irvin, Pro Football Hall of Famer. How are you, Irv?
Rich, I'm doing well, Rich, man. Rich, and both of those are good choices. Giants are a great choice because of, that defense, man, and of course that market. If you win in New York,
Mm-hmm.
you can write your check to anywhere in the rest of the whole wide world you ever want to do, whatever you ever want to go. But I'm with you, boy. I'm going Oakland, man. I'm going Oakland if I have, because of the quarterback situation. Rich, you're going to have a bugaboo of a deal dealing with the Eli Manning. Because remember now, when we talked about this, I've been through this before. When I first got to Dallas and we didn't do well, I remember reading the paper after every Sunday's loss. And they were, time to get rid of Coach Landry. It's time, this is an icon. What are you talking about? It's time to get rid of Coach Landry. Are you guys crazy? I had just gotten here. And I thought, no way you get rid of Coach Landry. You let him play it out. And then Jerry Jones comes in. And he did what everybody had been saying. He got rid of Coach Landry. And they turned on him like, what are you doing? You're the dumbest dude in the world. You don't get rid of a legend. And I think a lot of that's going to happen with Eli one day, pretty soon. Because they were asking for his head this year, and then when they sat him down, like, what are you doing? That's going to be a tough deal to deal with in New York.
Well, I mean, yes, that's true. But if you have somebody that you draft second overall and you've got your quarterback of the future, and you're part of that, and then you have him sit there for a year or two like Aaron Rodgers did behind Favre, and we all saw how that worked out. And you have a situation with the Giants where I think we all believe you tinker with the offensive line a little bit and everybody stays healthy. You've got yourself a ready-made situation, don't you?
Yep, you do. And it's easy turn. It's the easy turn. What happened with the Giants this year, I think happened more off the field than it happened on the field. And I think it was the residual of what you saw off the field. Now you got the guys coming out saying, yeah, of course we had locker room issues. And those locker room issues, I think, showed up on the football field because the talent is there. You're absolutely right about that. But now, can you fix those locker room issues? Can you fix that Eli Manning situation? Because that could be a fix in 1 year. The right coach comes in and brings those guys together, and get in a good situation with Eli. You're right, he got the second pick. You can find there's some good quarterbacks coming out. You got to find the right guy. Even though that transition is never going to be easy. Going from Eli is never going to be easy. Going from Brett to Aaron Rodgers, people forget. That wasn't an easy transition.
No.
That was I'm done. I'm back. I'm done. No, I'm back. I'll tell you, we need you to be done, Brett. No, I'll tell you when I'm done.
I remember that. Michael Irvin here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, Irv, let's role play here. Let's role play. You are Michael Irvin. I'm Jerry Jones. I call you into my office, and I say, well, come on in, Michael. Here, take a seat. There's some Papa John's over there if you're hungry. Okay. What should I do? What should we do here in the next few months to make sure we're on the right Super Bowl track? What should I do? And you say what?
Well, there are a couple of things that I want to do and I'll even share with Jerry. I said last year I wanted to go get another receiver in Juju, and I still think that's a place that the Cowboys have to go, and finding another. And let me tell you why I wanted Juju as I talked to him about it, why I like a guy like Juju. And now you're starting to see it, Rich. And I think I told you guys about this after I had him on Game Changers. Once I got the guy, when I get those kids on Game Changers, the show we do, and I get to work out with kids and I'm up close with them, I can tell you which guy coming out of that right then. I can tell you it's you. I'm measuring his physical ability. I'm measuring his mental capability, his mind, how he sees the game, and I'm measuring the intangibles of how much he loves playing this game. I saw it in Jarvis Landry. You see it in guys like Juju Smith. I think that guy, because Dallas need a guy like that can play as a number two, but will one day merge into the number one. And that's the kind of receiver that'll really help them right now. And I would be looking at. I like the advances my defense have made if I'm the Dallas Cowboys right now. And I'm gonna tell you this, Rich. I'm staying tack. I'm staying right where I am with the coaching staff, and I'm writing off this year not as a lost year, but as a year that I can use next year saying we have overcome adversity before, because it's a lot of adversity this team went through without having, with all the Ezekiel Elliott stuff hanging over their heads and then the injuries and everything. So I'm going to stay tight, but there's certain things that I'm going out in this draft and in this offseason to pick up for this football team.
Well, I mean, now you mentioned you want a number 2 to grow into a number 1. So I'm assuming you still believe the guy you refer to as your son in Dez Bryant is still a number 1 receiver. And I say that lightly, telling you that last year, week number 9 was the last time that he had 100 yards receiving in a football game. Is he still a number 1 receiver in this league, Irv?
Oh, yeah, Dad's still a tight. Oh, God, yes. God, yes, there's a number 1 receiver. And you see when he gets certain opportunities, it shows up better than other opportunities, And as I said to Dez, there's a difference when he came in the league and Tony's showing him the ropes. That's one thing. It's a whole other thing when you're the receiver and now the quarterback is the guy you have to show the ropes. And this quarterback, Dak stepped out of his lane this year and trying to get that relationship with Dez and throwing passes and doing things and taking chances that he would normally take. But that doesn't mean to me that Dez is not a number 1 receiver. It just means that they have to grow together. And as we remember, that Dak is just a second-year player. And for what he's done in his 2 years, it's nothing short of incredible. And the growth he has, and the play and the way he has played. So he's still learning. There's a lot to learn. So, yeah, absolutely, Dez is still a number 1 receiver.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Michael Irvin, my compadre from NFL Game Day Morning. We're on the air for 2 shows this coming week with Wild Card Weekend. All right, let's get into the teams that are still playing right now. Which do you think has the best opportunity for an upset this weekend? Titans winning in Kansas City, or do you like Cam in New Orleans? Yeah. You've got the Rams in Atlanta, and then obviously you've got yourself Jaguars and Bills. What do you think, Michael?
Carolina in the Saints. We'll call that an upset. You know what I mean? We're talking about the visiting team winning.
All right, so then let's remove Cam from the equation, since obviously he's an MVP player from and he's taken his team to a Super Bowl.
Then you go to Atlanta and the Rams.
Yep.
Would you not go there next?
I don't know. I think the Falcons have been too offensively inefficient for Gurley and Goff and Kupp and Watkins, and I think the Rams win this thing, and I think they beat them up. Personally,
I do too. But you asked me a possible upset.
Okay.
Let me tell you why a possible upset.
Go.
I know they have been off, but I just watched the Wisconsin beat my Miami that couldn't throw a 3-yard out. They couldn't throw going into the game. They couldn't complete a 3-yard out, and they completed every kind of pass they have. Something like that. With Atlanta has all the physical gifts there to be explosive as explosive, and they were last year, as explosive as the Rams. You just don't know if it clicks this week because there's something missing. And we've been trying to put our hands on it and touch it. Is it Sark? Is it this? Julio? What's going on? But at any moment, they could have that day where Matt Ryan looks like the old MVP and everything, because they have all the tools in the toolbox. If they use the right tools at the right time, if they click, then they could be dangerous. Now it's up to the Rams to make sure that doesn't happen, that they don't click, and that they don't be dangerous. But boy, they can be.
Headline, Brockman, send out that video with Irvin. Headline, right. Michael Irvin calls Alex Hornibrook the Matt Ryan of college football. That's what I think he just
got it.
You said that. Is that the proper headline from that soliloquy there, Michael? You love Hornibrook of Wisconsin? He's the MVP?
That's not. I didn't go there, Rich. I just said, I'm just saying that if you ask me, I do say they have a shot.
Okay.
At upset the Rams.
Now, last question for you, Irv, because we're going to hear this. Are we going to talk about it probably on our Saturday pregame show? We're going to hear it all week long. Teams that rested people. Did you ever get rested before a playoff run, and did you like that, or what's your philosophy on that? We saw the Rams sit a lot of people. We saw the Eagles sit a lot of people. We saw the Steelers sitting a ton of people. While the Patriots and the Jaguars went like they were playing for a playoff spot. What's your philosophy on all this, Irv?
Usually I need to be in the locker room to get an understanding of what teams can and cannot handle that. I personally like to try to get some playing in. I love the way Jimmy handled it because Jimmy always said we were playing. No one ever knew when you were not going to play. Jimmy never allowed a hint at when you were not going to play. So what you did was prepare like you were playing all the time. And I always liked that. Hey, listen, I didn't want him to say, well, we're not playing this week. We're not going to play this week. And then I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practices that I know I'm not going to be able to place in a game anywhere. So now Monday I'm at practice. Monday night I'm out somewhere eating, maybe having a few drinks. Tuesday I'm at practice. Tuesday night I'm out eating, maybe having a few drinks. Wednesday I'm at practice. Wednesday night I'm out eating, maybe having a few drinks. You see the pattern here? Because I know I'm not going to do it Sunday. Every night I'm out eating, I'm going to have a few drinks. But if you let me think that I'm going to play, then those evenings are not happening. In the evening, I'm over there on the stepper going over my plays. You see what I mean? That's the way that it works best for me. And those some teams like the Rams, they told their players early on, you guys, we aren't playing. We're sitting these players. That's why I'm telling you. That's why. And last week, Atlanta, they were all on board because they needed to win that game. So they'll come into this game 2 weeks straight focused with Atlanta's top players, Gurley and all those guys taking a week off. So it could work both ways. And maybe it helps them out. They're banged up. And we'll wait to see. But I like keeping my mind fresh in the game.
Irv, see you Saturday or the Friday meeting before it. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Friday. Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year's to everybody, man. And may God bless every vision and dream that he has placed down in you to come true in 2018.
All right, Irv. Love you. See you soon.
Love you too, buddy.
That's Michael Irvin.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.